What is it with Jesus? What am I talking about? Right, so I'm going to do a reading based on the current um, mystery of why a lot of big psychics and tarot readers over on TikTok are finding Jesus. Now, the irony of it is, most of us spiritually type people, we do believe in Jesus, but not in the religious sense. Number one, most of us call him Yeshua, his actual real name. We don't worship him. We understand that he was preaching something called Christ consciousness, which is, goes back to Krishna. And it's about understanding that, you are God. It's not about going to church. It's not about worshipping anything, really, other than the divine spark. So before we start getting on, about spirituality, he is in there. He is in there for the most part. Not for everybody. That's perfectly fine. As I always say, you do you. The problem is that what this has done is it's raised a lot of questions specifically within the tarot community about what's actually going off. Why are these readers suddenly turning to the church? Are they having the Doreen Virtue wobble? She had it just as she was about to pass away. Is it because they've always had that in part of their life? Or is it something a bit more sinister? Are they riding the TikTok wave and algorithm? Content like mine and readers like me, lower down the rung, not promoting and selling ourselves to brands, get squeezed daily. Lower and lower views, whereas the ones at the top, and more importantly the Christian-based content, are getting more and more views. So are they shimming? Are they pivoting to protect their assets? Have they been approached, either in the physical or the astral? We'll do our best to unpick this, right? I'm not doing it in regard to a specific person, because that would be wrong. I'm just doing it about the general energy. What's going off here? Is it because people are thinking this is the end of days? Have they been pulled into the illusion that the elites and the Illuminati have put out? Will they be pulled into the fake alien invasion as and when that comes? More than likely. But anyway, we're going to do a fully loaded reading. This is a version of one of my fully loaded readings. You can get these prior to same day guaranteed recorded, the £50. I'm going to do a past, present, future reading to kind of get a bit of a gauge on what's going off. If you want a personalised one, drop down to the video description. My Linktree link's in there. You can get yours and unpick your situation. So we're going to start off with the past spread, obviously. Spread 2 is going to be present. Some of that would have recently happened. Some will be in play now. Some might be coming about a week or so. And then spread 3 is up to 6 months. You can have these as present 6 months, 12 months, by the way. Right, so what's going off? Can we unpick find some light on the situation? I'm probably going to have to go a little bit left field with this compared to what I normally would do. Right, so you have to bear with me because I'm just going to go through the cards first off. So 6 of Cups, Cups, Water, Emotions. This is about emotional balance, equal give and take. We've got one character giving the other cup of flowers. We then got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant's one of the Divine Masculines. It's Divine Masculine on a more spiritual based level, okay? It relates to my star sign of Taurus, so we can talk about sticking to some kind of tradition. The other way we can go is going on a journey of self-discovery. Who am I? What am I? What's my purpose? What's my role? What am I supposed to be doing here? Now, this is an interesting one because we then got the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. So Pentacles relates to Earth, can be money and finance, can be non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, effort, energy in. Now, we've got the 2 homeless figures here trudging through the snow. One at the front's looking down, little Timmy on his crutch looking up. Pentacles, stained glass window of the church, feeling left out in the cold. Now, the Pentacles are in the stained glass window of the church there. The idea is that they lift their head up above the parapet, see the church is there, and they can go in and be offered some kind of support and salvation. It's in the reverse position, so it's about seeking for some kind of help. Hold fire. High Priestess in the reverse. 2 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords, right, so High Priestess in the reverse. So the High Priestess is one of the Divine Feminines. She's Divine Feminine on a more spiritual based level. Now, she's duality, what I preach. Love and light doesn't work, okay? You've got to stand in that dark, divine feminine energy, but make sure it's genuine. Don't be ripping me off, pretending you're me. We've been there, right? She's connection with spirit and she's intuition. Not following intuition, not following that actual energy. I think I've got this. We'll continue though. Two of Pentacles. Right, so there's one of three ways we can go with this. Way one is chaos. I'm not going there. Way two is about having choices. Way three is infinity loop, karmic cycle. I think it's about having a choice. Okay, it's about having a choice. Knight of Swords, Swords air, where we think words we use. Knight's forward motion. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves, can be the energy of somebody else around us. Knights don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens. More so in the pages, but more about forward motion. This night talks about news coming in fast. Now, I'm going to tell you where I'm going at this very early stage. What it feels like is that what's going off here is that these people, this collective, who are suddenly turning to Jesus Christ, Saviour and Lord, right, have been riding the system and basically abusing their gifts. Okay, Source has had enough. Switched it off. Feeling left out in the cold, disconnected from Source. They've then got a choice. Do I continue and fake it, like a lot of them do? A lot of the old guard on the circuit. There's a reason why they're all alcoholics. There's a reason why you go to these nights and they don't actually pass on messages anymore. They just tell their story because their connection's gone. So they've been like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Because on one hand, I found this balance. I found this nice balance in my life where I'm getting paid for my content or for doing readings. But the problem is I've got greedy. and I've, you know, doing this stuff and whatnot, and I don't know if I can live without that now. So that's when an offer comes in. Could be a physical offer. Could be an ethereal offer. Now, in my belief system, the religious-based God that promotes the Jesus that most people know is based on Abrahamic religion, and Abrahamic religion stems back to the Anunnaki, for want of a better phrase, the Egyptian deities, and before that the Sumerian. They aren't gods. They're not good. And the amount of people that I've come across who work with the Egyptian deities who have tried to take me down is unbelievable. But we shall continue. They were approached. They were approached in their hour of need with offers. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Death card. Moon card in the reverse. Right, so Wands fire action. So upright position, call this the 11-11 card, make a wish. It's quite a complex card. This one, it talks about engagement, marriage, happy home, happy community, celebration. The easiest way I describe this card is, whereas the Magician's the manifestation card, this is tangible goals and dreams that we can work our way towards. I'm thinking with that Knight of Swords, I don't think that was an approach or an offer to go turn to the church. I think that was probably some kind of warning from Source. What are you going to do? That brought their house of cards, excuse the pun, crashing down, okay? And that's when Death card hit. Death card, fixed card, rebirth. It's about shedding old skin. Source stepped in and removed something, probably their gifts, okay? Moon card in the reverse. So the moon card in the upright position for me talks about the unknown. It's when we feel like something's off and we can't put our finger on it, or we're scrabbling around looking for the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle and we can't get them all together. Upright position, the moon card says there's no point looking yet, it's not ready to be revealed. Reverse position, some kind of clarity. Some kind of clarity came to light. Okay, it does often come through our dreams, hence the moon, but it doesn't have to. Let's continue. World card in the reverse, resistance. Page of Pentacles. 2 of Swords in the reverse. Right, so World card in the reverse. So the World's the last of major arcanas, and it means big cycle complete. So whereas 10s are ongoing cycles, and they can be big things, the World's the end of a big one. Long-term relationship, friendship, in this case, doing this work, right? Upright position, we understand it's gone full term, it's not going to get any better, it's time to get into the energy of the Fool, take a leap of faith. It's in the reverse position, trying to hold on, desperately trying to hold on. Page of Pentacles. Page is more youthful energy. Don't have the knowledge or experience of the kings and the queens. Don't have the full motion of the knights. More about giving something a go. This page is about an offer. He's offering the pentacle. It's a little breadcrumb. This feels like a little way out. Come join the church. Repent your sins to Jesus. We'll protect you. Two of swords in the reverse. Okay. Lady there, cross swords, decisions. Left path, right path, stick or twist. Problem is she's got blindfold on. I don't know what to do. Taking the blindfold off, seeing the situation as it really is. Knight of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, Knight of Pentacles. Right, so I'm going to say this is them then starting to push forwards. They've accepted the offer and they're slowly... I think I'm going to go that way, right? Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, right? Ten's completion cards. We often call this a retirement card because it's coins. It's when we put a lot of effort in, we get to the end, we get to enjoy the fruits of our labour. The other way we can go is people behind the castle walls. If you start with the dogs at the bottom, because it's easier to see, work your way up, right? Because they're behind the castle walls, they're in a sense of security. It's in the reverse position. Okay, I'm just going to amend that slightly. So I feel like the Page of Pentacles was a little bit of an offer, and that opened up them to this kind of way out, if you want to call it that. I don't feel like they necessarily accepted it there and then, but then they were offered something bigger, Knight's offer. And I feel like that's a fear of this massive following that these people have built and all the money that they've made out of the system, riding off the back of tarot and spirituality, that could potentially be gone. Okay, let's continue. King of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. So King's masculine energy, remember it's energy not gender, so it can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary. Okay, so we've gone from a Page's offer to a Knight's offer to a King's offer. Okay, Eight of Swords. Okay, lady there bound and blindfolded, just about notice can't see her arms because behind her back, she's holding onto rope, she doesn't want to take the blindfold off. Self-imposed restriction, hold fire on that one. Overall outcome card. Queen of Pentacles. Queen's feminine energy. Right, so what's going through my mind here is we've got a King of Pentacles, we've got a Queen of Pentacles, so that's a match. The Queen of Pentacles, though, is not in her power. This is the Queen of Pentacles bending the knee to the dominant masculine energies of the church. These readers have suppressed their divine feminine energy because they have been punished by Source and had their gifts removed for abusing them. And as an easy way out, there's been some... The offers have had to go up, but they have bent the knee to the church. They have suppressed their divine feminine energy, which is what we're here to release it. The divine masculine is here to protect the divine feminine. We all have that balance within us, okay? And religion has suppressed the divine feminine since day dot, okay? Obstacles or blockages. Justice in the reverse, hold fire, removing any blockages. Seven of Wands. Okay, I'm going to say this is for you, the collective watching. This is for you people going, am I, what's happening here? I feel lied to, I feel robbed, I feel aggrieved, right? The obstacle or blockage is feeling like you won't get any justice out of the situation. What you're being advised to is stand your ground. Stand your ground. Seven of Wands. You're the chap on top of the hill fighting off the Six of the Wands or staves. Do not let this few who have bent the knee disillusion you from this stuff. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let them and their greed stop you from your path. Okay? Right, so that's spread one. That's the past spread. Right, so let's go on to present, and then we'll go on to the future spread. So I'd like to think I unpicked that fairly quickly. I could be wrong, as always. I'm not arrogant enough to say that I'm 100% right, but I could be wrong. But that's where I feel like I'm going. Okay? Right, so spread two, present spread. As I say, some of this would have recently happened. Some will be in play now. Some might be coming about a week or so. Present's always going into the past. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Page of Cups in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, interesting. So the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So what I'm going to say with this card here is, because normally it talks about the energy around us or the way we're thinking about things. I think that the energy is now stagnated around these people, right? Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so again, pages offers, one's emotional, one's financial or energetic. Now, it's either that they're not giving themselves a little bit of an opportunity moving forwards, or those offers of protection and you can keep this and you can keep that, they ain't coming. Okay, they ain't coming. Right, let's see. Hierophant in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. These idiots, right, have sold their, for want of a phrase, sold their soul, and they've been duped. Because we've got the Hierophant in the reverse position. So I'm going to go for, this time, going on a journey of self-discovery. It's in the reverse position. They're not going to be able to push forwards with that, right? Six of Cups in the reverse, feeling upset. Okay, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position. That offer's not come forwards. They can't push forwards with this. Because it's almost like the offer goes... I'm not saying it's like, oh, we're going to give you £10. Oh, no, I'm all right. Oh, I'm going to give you £100. Oh, no, I'm all right. I'm going to give you £1,000. No. What this feels like is it feels like it's been a calculated test. It's said to them, right, this, if you do this first, come in with the humble apology. Right, come in with the humble apology. Then start pushing forwards and we'll help you out. We'll back you. We'll keep you followers, right? We'll send our people in. Then kind of start going a bit big. Then start playing the victim. And then you can get to king status in with our lot. Yeah, it's not happening. Right, Emperor in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse. Page of Wands. Right, so Emperor in the reverse. So the Emperor in the upright position is what we call the divine masculine. He's like the kings, but it's combined. He's a good ruler, good leader, wise, knowledgeable, firm but fair, not afraid of fight, not afraid of change. Reverse position, toxic masculine energy. And I say energy because it can be a man, woman, somebody non-binary, an environment, or a collective. This is either the energy around these people, the anger from the collective, okay, or it's that they're under full control of toxic masculine energy by taking this choice. Five of Swords in the reverse. Okay, mentally backing down to what this religion wants. Okay, Page of Wands. This page is about getting out there, dipping your toe in the water, trying something new. Let's continue. Strength in the reverse. High Priestess. Ace of Swords. Right, so I want to say with the Page of Wands there, realising they're just a fucking child. And it doesn't matter how old they are. At a soul level, they're just a fucking child. They don't understand any of this stuff. Okay. I feel like the Strength card in the reverse there is dropping some pride. And then the High Priestess comes back again, followed up by the Ace of Swords, which talks about long-term energy change my mindset. Hold fire on those. Three of Swords. Magician in the reverse. Okay, so I feel like that's the real realization that they're just a child in this big game of chess that is life. These people, because they thought, I've got this follow account, I'm making all this money, they thought they were Billy Big Bollocks in the spiritual world. Okay, at a soul level, they are children. Nothing more, nothing less. And I feel like they started to realise that. I think they've started to realise that, you know, yeah, you might be some kind of celebrity status, TikTok status, but you're nothing. You're a child. Crushed like an ant. And it's destroyed that pride. Okay, I feel like with the High Priestess there, and the Ace of Swords, I think that's them kind of realising they've fucked up. They might have got a download from real source, going, ready for your karma. Three of Swords, heartbroken, trying to manifest it now. Tough titty. You walk away from your craft, you give up your skills. Okay, you ain't going to be able to manifest shit. Let's continue. Death card in the reverse. Devil in the reverse. Right. So the death card in the reverse position is asking them to do a self-imposed death card. Okay. I don't think they're going to do it though, okay? Because we then got the devil in the reverse. So the devil card talks about either leaning on toxic crutches and vices or being chained to some kind of toxic karmic energy, person, situation, organisation. Chained to the devil, okay? It's in the reverse position. So they're still stuck there. The only way out is to death card it, which is basically about walking away from all of it, returning back to the matrix, okay? Because that devil energy will be feeding it. I've got to keep my account, I've got to keep some kind of follower base, delete the account, just delete it, save yourself. Overall outcome card, world, okay? Within the next week or so, these people are going to start to realise the jig is up, the game is over, the warlock has spoken. Obstacles or blockages. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so the obstacle blockage for you, the collective here, is being too nurturing to these people, being too forgiving. I'm not saying you shouldn't forgive them, but don't fall for the trap of, oh, I feel sorry for them. Removing any blockages. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, it's time to break the karmic cycle. It's time to make a choice, basically. Do you continue to support these people, or do you get on the real side? Okay, so let's go on to the divination row, see how this is going to pan out. I mean, to be fair, I hope that these people can sit with what they've done and can find their peace and they're happy, and not continue to try and chase this fame, this ego. Okay, so I've got a star card in the reverse coming out. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Ten of Cups. Right, so the star card talks about hopes, dreams, aspirations, wishing on a bigger star. It's in the reverse position. It's either realising that they're not going to get that now, or kind of backing away from what was previously a star card. Knight of Swords in the reverse. I think that this is them. They're just going to go quiet. Okay, they're going to go quiet. Ten of Cups. Ten's completion cards. I call this Happy Families card. Couple arm in arm. Kiddies dancing under the rainbow. It can talk about a wish fulfillment on an emotional level. Excuse me. I think that their focus is going to shift to more 3D based happiness, which they're within the right to do. We're not talking about mega evil people here. We're talking about people who've got greedy. They've played the big spiritual advisor, practitioner, guru, and it's all fallen apart due to that. Now, as I always say, right? Can you make money out of this game? Yeah, of course you can. It's your time, effort, and your energy. But it's when the greed kicks in. It's when the need for, I need more people watching me. I need more money. You know, it's part of the human condition. And it's about being conditioned with yourself to not get into that. You know, I'm fully aware, I've been on the event circuit. These guys haven't. They haven't been touring around the UK. Weekend after weekend after weekend, racking up miles and miles and miles. And to be fair, I've only had to do it for the last 3 years. Some people do it most of their life. But I've paid my dues. I've been out there with Joe Public. I haven't just spent my whole time hiding behind a screen giving this advice, this, that and the other. You should do this, you should do that. Racking in the money. But on the event circuit, you get what we call platform mediums. I sometimes do my tarot, and you stand up in front of an audience. It's addictive. It's addictive because all eyes are on you, and I've been aware of that ever since I started doing it. So this is when I was on the event circuit up until recently. I didn't demand or request that I did it at every event like a lot of them do, because I'm fully aware that they do it to feed that ego, and that is devil energy. Let's continue. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Moon card. Four of Swords in the reverse. There's a lot of denial that starts kicking in. I think with the Ten of Cups there, I do think it's a shift towards kind of going, I want my happy ever after. But because they've dipped into this selfish, egotistical energy to get to them in this position in the first place, it's going to be a hard habit to break. Because we then got the Nine of Wands in the reverse, call him the Wounded Warrior. What they need to do is reflect back and go, in the grand scheme of things, right, before starting all this stuff, I came through far worse stuff than this. I've just been humiliated because I fucked up. Basically, it's in the reverse position. So basically, kind of feeling defeated. The Moon card, questioning, why has this all happened this way? Well, they ain't going to get any answers yet, okay? Because, it's obvious, isn't it? Four of Swords in the reverse position, upright position, periods of rest, reverse position, avoiding the issue at hand, okay? Which is about self-reflection and going, right, looking back, where did this go wrong? Oh, yeah, it's when I put my paycheck above human beings. It's when I started robbing ideas off other people. It's when I started doing this, that, and the other. But they're refusing to do that, okay? Three of Wands in the reverse. Five of Pentacles. King of Wands in the reverse. Right, so Three of Wands in the reverse position, they ain't going nowhere. They're going to be stuck, okay? Then we've got the Five of Pentacles back. Now they're fully left out in the cold, okay? There is support there, but they're going to have to ask for it, okay? King of Wands in the reverse position, similar to the Emperor in the reverse, toxic masculine energy, okay? Let's continue. Ace of Pentacles. Ten of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Right, so I think that the King of Wands in the reverse is because I was wondering, is it the masculine energy within them? I don't think it is. I think it's someone or something else. And I'm going to say that's coming in with a new financial offer of some sort. Oh, stick around a bit longer. There'll be a tipping point. You stay with Jesus. There'll be a tipping point. Ten of Wands in the reverse, so they're now struggling to let it go. Queen of Swords in the reverse. This is them. In the head, paranoid. What do I do? And I think, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going with this. I think with that King of Wands in the reverse, it's some kind of offer to go back to doing this. The problem is, if they go back to doing something like this, it's going to be fake. They've lost gifts. They've lost their abilities. Right, let's continue. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. Right, so Knight's forward motion. This Knight's rushing to take action. It's in the reverse position. I think what they're being advised to do is get on the horse, get out of Dodge. Just go and apply, get a normal job, find your peace, find your happy, find your person back in the matrix and make the most of it. Okay? Temperance in the reverse. So Temperance card in the upright position is the alignment card. It's when our mind, body, soul's on alignment. We know who we are, what we want, where we're going. You'll also notice the angels pouring in their own cup. So it talks about periods of self-love, self-care, self-healing. It's in the reverse position. Out of alignment, out of balance. Let's continue. Three of Cups. Lovers in the reverse. Right, so Three of Cups talks about having cheerleaders and supporters. So they do have that support around them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some cruel, heartless, callous bastard. I'm glad that they do have some support. Okay. Lovers in the reverse can talk about fallout, friction, separation. However, on this occasion, Fire-Winged Angel lost the spark. I wonder if that Three of Cups, though, is kind of like... because the thing is, when creators do stuff like this, not all of their fan base are going to go, you're not doing tarot anymore, you're talking about Jesus, I'm going that way. They'll stick around, they'll listen, and they'll probably convert themselves. That's got a little bit of an air of, with the Three of Cups, that kind of loyal fan base going, come on, you can do it, you can go back. But they don't know that these people have lost their gifts. Right, overall outcome card. Sun card. Okay, so we end positive. What I'm going to say with the Lovers card, I'm going to just amend that slightly now. So I'm going to say the Three of Cups. I think that's more kind of family friend support, right? With the Lovers card, because we go fallout, friction, separation. The Lovers for me isn't ever designed to last. Okay, so if it was a love-based reading, for example, the Lovers isn't a good card for me. We want Two of Cups. It's not designed to last. It's in the reverse position. So I feel like this is about them separating from this, what was a lover's lusty energy of this exciting thing that we're doing, and they were making loads of money and blah, 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 blah. And that is the acceptance. That's done. Now, by doing that, that unlocks their Sun card. Like I say, we're not dealing with nasty, horrible, toxic, terrible people here. We were talking about human beings who live by a human being's moral ethics and codes, which isn't high enough. Okay, it's not high enough, right? When you're... right, towards the end of the video. When you're on a spiritual path, when you have high spiritual ranking, your morals, ethics and values are so much higher because you don't live by the human-based code. And this is what these people are doing. They've been corrupted. They've thought more about the money. They've thought more about the ego and the status. It's been removed. The gifts have been removed. And as a way of trying to save their reputation, in a way of trying to save them from losing all their followers and their money, they've turned to Jesus. They've probably been approached. Okay. This is within the next 6 months, accepting it's done. And by accepting it, that then goes, right, you know, you fucked up. You've learnt your lesson here within reason. So we're going to unlock it. You can have a happy ever after Matrix life. Okay. Obstacles or blockages. 9 of Cups. Cups, water, emotions. Okay, so yeah, I think the obstacle or blockage here for you, the collective, because with this card, I often say it's when we look back and we go, do you know what? I turned up, I showed up, I put my emotion into this. If you can't see that, fuck you sideways. You can watch me rise type energy. I feel it's about not feeling like, you know, you've given everything you could, and now you're going to walk away from spirituality yourself. Final card, removing any blockages. 7 of Wands in the reverse. Wands fire action. Okay, so this is about saying it's by the time you get to the end of this reading, okay, if you can accept it for what it is and then back down. Okay, just walk away from these types of people. They've made the choice. So what's going off here? These people have got greedy and Source has removed their gifts. They've been trying to desperately hold on to keep their money, to keep their TikTok fame, and to keep their status. And over this next 6 months, it is about accepting that ain't going to happen. Okay, they do have good support from their friends and family. Okay, and that will mean that they will make this decision that this was just a chapter in their life. They had a good run, and now they're going to go forwards and they can have a happy life as a normal human being. Okay. So I hope that gives everybody some clarity. If you want a personalised reading, like I said, that's what's known as one of the fully loaded readings. You can either have them past, present, future, or present 6 months, 12 months. They're 50 whole English pounds. You can find them in my link tree in the description and get yours today. So there you go. The truth shall out. Ta-ta.